ends with and the plural ends with la. For example, data. Data is the plural form of datum. Means if someone asks you at the time of interview, so about the plural form, singular form of data, you can say datum. Means you need to know that many of the English words have their origin in Latin. Okay. So the plural form. The plural form of exemplum is exempla. It means in literature, it means a moral anecdote. Anecdote we have already understood while talking about the terms beginning with A. Anecdote is a short story, a very brief story told to explain something, to make the readers understand something, especially in motivational speeches. These anecdotes are used. So, exemplum is a moral anecdote. It is a brief or extended real or fictitious form, which is used to illustrate some point that the speaker, the writer is trying to make, to give explanation of that point, to illustrate the point. Exemplum is used. The word exemplum is also used to express an action performed by another and used as an example or model. Means in many of the motivational speeches, you must have come across the speakers giving an example of a person. For example, we can say of a historical figure, a great personality, a successful businessman. Such examples are called examples. Sorry, exemplum. It is a kind of model which one can follow. So as I said, it is a brief anecdote or a tale. A tale means again a story introduced to illustrate a moral point, especially during the medieval ages, medieval sermons. For example, might be knowing these Herbapers, means Maharaj, Baba Maharaj, means some kind of Herbapers. They use exemplar to illustrate their points, to express their moral point of view. Sermons are religious lessons such as kirtan, pravachan, etc. So in medieval sermons, such anecdotes or tales were introduced. So exemplum, in other words, we can say, is an example, a story, or an anecdote used to demonstrate a point. When we try to define the term, specifically, it means a story used to illustrate an ethical point. It can also be called a parable. A parable means as I mentioned, in medieval religious speeches, parables are used. These parables or exemplums can be anything from short tales to whole novels or plays sometimes. So broadly speaking, exemplum can mean any use of an example at all. Okay? When we say, for instance, for example, we can call it an exemplum. It can be either short or long. But many times they are short. Means they are not longer than the actual speech. It is a powerful technique actually for one simple reason. You must be knowing that is human psychology. That human beings respond more to stories than to raw facts or abstract ideas, especially those who are not educated. For example, whatever I'm talking in this class is beyond the understanding of common people. You people can understand it because you are the students of literature. You've been studying all these things all these days, or else you have got a competency as well. Means that competency level is required to understand abstract ideas, abstract facts, and human beings generally do not respond to such raw facts or abstract ideas positively. To sustain their attention, to keep them engaged, the speakers, writers keep on using exemplums. Okay, now let's think of a story that you used to hear as children. The story of the boy who cried wolf. Might be knowing that. Langalare, a boy, a Seyford boy, would just keep on befooling people by saying, a wolf came, and people would rush to help him, to rescue him. And when they would come, they would see that he was trying to befool, and the boy would laugh at them. So, this story, now, if suppose you are a miss, you tell the story to a child, it would have will have a bigger impact on the children than if you tell in a simple statement, it's wrong to lie. The impact would be less than the form, means the exemplum. If you tell it in the form of example, then the children will find it more appealing. They will understand the seriousness of this particular message, advice. Don't lie. खोटं बोलू नका. असं फक्त सांगून पेक्षा लहान मुलांना खोटं बोलणं चांगलं नाही. If you tell it in the form of a story, they understand it in a better manner. So stories have a powerful hold on our minds, and that is what gives exemplar their force. They are very useful, powerful techniques. And in 14th century, by 14th century, these exemplar had expanded into exemplary narratives itself. And we can see them in Geoffrey Chaucer's stories. The Nun's Priest's Tale and the Pardoner's Tale are the examples. These are the stories in his famous book, The Knight's Tale. So what the stories told by the nun and the pardoner are the examples of exemplar. So in this manner, we understand the term exemplar.